quarter 2 student self-tracking sheet. You will find the instructions here as well as on the document. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to follow these steps. So it says open Mastery in Schoology. So I'm going to open a new tab. And I'm going to go to fms.schoology.com. Remember, I'm logged in as my student. This is Miss Alonzo. My son is actually a Northeast kindergartner, but he's in my class as a practice student, so I can use him as an example. So again, I'm going to Mastery. So I opened a new tab that says Schoology. So I hit the plus sign, open Schoology. I went to my course, my math course, and then I clicked Mastery. Okay, the next thing it says open the topic you are tracking in Schoology and select the topic sheet below. So I'm going to actually do that. These instructions are on this page. If you're not seeing anything on this page, hit click here up at the top right. It's going to give you the option to connect. If you don't have a user or an email listed right there, you're going to have to hit a new tab. Go to drive.fms.k12.nm.us. You're going to have to use your login, and I'm going to move that over just a little bit so that you guys can't see his student ID number. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to hit connect again. Once I hit connect, this pops up. Notice it doesn't say signed out anymore. So I'll click on that. And then I need to make sure to allow. And once you hit allow, it will pop everything up. Notice this is pretty small. So if you can't see everything, you can hit edit. I'm going to let it finish loading. See how it still says working. So I'm going to still look at these instructions. Open the topic you are tracking in Schoology and select the topic sheet below. So there are 3 topics listed across the bottom. If you select in Mastery, Proportional Relationships, notice that's the first one. Then we have Functions, and then Using Functions. So those are the 3 tabs across the bottom. So I have all of that open, or I will. So I'm going to open proportional in just a second, but I'm going to look at the instructions first. So notice it says write down your scores for each goal or observation and notice below. So I'm going to open the proportional and I'm going to go pull my scores out of Mastery. So I'm opening the topic here, and I also have the topic here. I like to actually drag this tab out so that I can see them all at once. So notice to find the score. So if I'm doing V1 slope, I'm going to click here and it's going to show me my scores, or my son's scores. And I like to drag that over. Okay, so notice V1 slope is right here. It says first attempt. So his first attempt is actually the bottom one, but it really doesn't matter as long as you get your scores in. So I'm going to put 0.93 and I'm going to put 0.75. Notice he did not submit the third attempt and he never opened this other one. Not really he, as in I, never opened those. So this next thing for this one, it says 2 pieces of evidence, 50% or 0.5 or higher. So look back at the instructions page. So every time you get, if you have more than 2 with above a 50%, you're actually going to have a met. So on his proportional, these 2 right here are actually above a 0.5, so I'm going to put a check here saying met. Let's look at the next one. Notice there is no vocabulary 2, that's because we haven't done it yet. And then notice he hasn't done anything except for he's done 1 attempt on C2. So, or I have. So for C2, I'm going to go and put a 1.00, which that's $1, so of course that's more, but that's only 1 attempt, so he can't have a met yet. Notice it says not yet. he cannot have a met here because he has not done it twice. So myself and Miss Chavez both want you to be able to show that you can do it twice. So that's why this C2 is not going to be marked as met. Let's look at the using functions unit. So this one looks very similar. Notice he had a 0.93 and it was 0.1. So that is V1. So I'm going to go to using functions. I'm going to go to V1 and I'm going to put 0.10 and I'm going to put 0.93. I'm dyslexic, so I very much like seeing the color. So I'm going to click on this box right here, click the paintbrush, and I'm going to fill it in green just so I can see that's what I'm wanting. Notice there is one attempt above a 0.5 right here, and this one is not above a 0.5. So again, I cannot mark yet met on that one yet. Okay, and all of those instructions are right here. So it says to get a met, this green part below, you need to have at least 2 attempts with at least a 0.5, and that's these two in purple. If I make those bigger, you can see that's a 0.75 and a 0.93. And then if you do not have at least 2, which is kind of like the one we were just looking at, we have a 0.10 and a 0.93, so that's why this should say not yet. We do, however, miss on occasion, so make sure that if you have, like this one, you have 2 attempts that are above a 0.5, so it should say met there. Myself or Miss Chavez should have made that a met. So just make sure you have a met there so that, and if you don't, email us and let us know that there might be a mistake. But again, you have to have it at least twice. So just having the 1.0 one time does not actually get you the met. We are wanting to see it that you can do it more than once. Okay, so that is how you are able to complete your self-tracking. So again, put a check mark once you've done it twice. If you really wanted to do lots of color, you could mark this one as red and this one as green. And I actually like this green more. But so you can do that. And then hopefully your third attempt, you would get above a 0.5. And you could even go and do this assignment by clicking on, so he never submitted. So if you click on this, it will actually take you to that quiz that has that as well. So say I'm wanting to get my C1 or I'm missing my S1, you can actually click. If it's blue like this, you can click on it and actually open it to complete it to hopefully get your met or not yet. Okay? Or to get your not yet to a met. Let us know if you have questions.